it's me Kaluba and I'm back with another video. I'm here to show you my beautiful delicious apple crumble, and this recipe is really healthy. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients. It's really easy to make early in the morning if you prepare everything properly. So we're going to go through how to do that now. First thing you need to do is you need to get your chopping board, and you need to get 2 apples, and you need to peel and chop them into nice chunk-sized pieces, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so you want them to relatively be like this size, like a cube of cheese, just because you don't want them to take too long to cook as well. So what you're going to do now is you're going to get all of them, and there's a pot of boiling water that I prepared earlier. Careful, this is boiling. You don't have to have the pot already boiling, but I like to have it boiling just to reduce that cooking time a little bit. Put them in the pot. Ow! Careful not to burn yourself. And then that will take around 5 minutes to boil and cook. You don't want them too soft because they will fall apart. Also, I just remembered, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. And now, while you are occasionally giving your apples a nice stir to make sure it all cooks evenly, you're going to have a bowl for dry ingredients and a bowl for wet ingredients. And if I'm going too fast, don't worry, I'm going to list all the ingredients and all the measurements and everything down the bottom in the description. In this dry bowl, we have oats, flour, cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, not too much, baking powder, salt, and a little bit of nutmeg as well. And that's just all nice and dry. The flour is sifted and it's in this bowl here. In the wet ingredients, we have, this is what it looks like at the moment. We have milk and butter, as well as a little bit of vanilla extract, just to give it a little lift. At the moment, we're out of full cream milk, which you can totally use, but I am using oat milk just because we're out of full cream. I don't know why I have a fork, but I have a fork. Just going to pour the wet into the dry and give that a lovely little mix until it is nice and solidified. And there we have it, all combined, nice and thick, not too runny at all. And when your apples are ready, you just want to drain them and keep them in that same pot because it will make the next process a lot easier. Okay, so we have our apples nice and boiled in here. I also like to keep at least like maybe half a teaspoon of water in the apples because once they're in the oven, you don't want them to dry out. So we're going to put some more cinnamon in the apples. I would say about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Obviously you don't want too much because it is quite a strong spice. And just a tiny little sprinkle of nutmeg, not at all like a pinch of salt basically. Then we're also going to add a pinch of salt. And we're also going to add just a teaspoon of sugar because we want to make sure our apples stay with that sweet taste. Sometimes they do turn bitter when you boil them. We're just going to mix all that up together. Then you can taste it just to make sure that it is to your taste, because once it's in the oven, you can't adjust it anymore. Needs a little more cinnamon. And now here comes the fun part. So you're going to grab a bowl that is sort of like this, you know how it comes down and then it has this little round on top. Look how cute this is. I love this bowl. This is my apple cinnamon crumble bowl, essentially. And I'm just going to pour all the apples in here. They smell amazing. Another thing is you can just as equally eat these apples by themselves. They taste amazing. They go nicely as a snack or just a light breakfast as well. But we're going to make this a nice, more substantial breakfast, so that's why we have the oats. Now we're going to grab our oats that we prepared earlier and we're just going to spread it on top and cover it. Everything you want with me, I do. And we want to make sure that we seal those edges just to make sure that we keep those apples safe from drying out. And look at that. Now, you want to also make sure there's no gaps or anything like that on the inside. And look how cute that looks already. Now, we're going to place that in the oven for around 20 to 25 minutes, but essentially waiting for that crumble to turn golden and become nice and crisp. Look how lovely that looks already. It's beautiful. And I'll see you when the apple crumble is ready. Okay, so it's been 23 minutes and my crumble is ready, so I'm going to show you what it is supposed to look like now. It's still very hot, fresh out of the oven, but look at that. Look how lovely that looks. Yum! And I have a heat protective mat here on the bench to put it down. It's still boiling hot. but I am going to show you what it looks like on the inside and give it a taste test as well. And like I said, it goes beautifully with custard, so I'm going to put it in a separate bowl just because I like to keep the hot and the cold separate to not cool down my food. I don't really remember how much I used to put in. I'm just going to put in like 4 dollops of custard. I don't like wasting food. So I'm cutting into it now. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Hear that? That is yummy. And then I'm just gonna grab a nice piece with apple. Whoop. Steaming. Look at that. Yum. Doesn't that look beautiful? Yum. Mmm. Mmm. That is yum. And the apples are so nice and yum. There's another look at that for you. Mmm. Wow. Once again, I've outdone myself. It's been a while since I made this, so I'm surprised that it came out so yummy, because normally, you know, the first time after a while takes a really long time. I really hope you enjoyed making your apple crumble with me. Hopefully you enjoy yours as well. Hopefully you didn't mess it up. I'm sure you didn't though. If you followed me, I'm sure you didn't. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!